Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Bits episode. Scott,
Hi.
you've had your Rivian R1S for 3 weeks, has it been?
3 weeks.
And over 2,500 miles? You've been piling the miles on this thing.
Okay, well, you put 1,300 miles on it.
That's true. We did drive it back from the factory.
Yes, but I do drive a lot.
You've been cruising in it. So I thought it'd be fun for the viewers. They've been asking, what have you thought? I had it for the first week doing some testing and other stuff. You've really had it for 2 weeks. It's your first ever electric car. You still don't have home charging.
No, but it hasn't been that bad because of the Max Pack.
So let's talk about all of that. First, can you walk us through what spec you went for the viewers who haven't been following your R1S series? I think it's the first time we've had this one on the Bits channel. So for those who just watch this channel, love it. Walk everyone through what the heck you got here.
Okay, I have a Gen 2 R1S. I got it in the midnight black paint, which nobody seems to like, but I like it. I got the dark out package, the 22-inch Aero range wheels.
Yeah, nice. We spec'd those just for some comparison testing. For example, next week we have the Volvo EX90 on test.
Yep.
And it'll be perfect to have your car and the EX90 side by side.
Yes. And I also got the Ocean Coast interior. It's a little dirty.
No, it seems to be holding up pretty well. And I'm curious to see, Colton's going to do a whole detailing series on this R1S, but I'm curious to see how that holds up over the next couple years.
Yeah.
Because we leased this car. It's an out of spec car, but you're driving it. We leased it for 2 years. And we used a bunch of Rivian referral points to bring down the cost. So thanks to all the viewers.
That's how we made it happen.
Yeah. And honestly, after those videos went up, a ton of people have been using our referral code still.
Yes.
Which is awesome because I'm putting that towards my quad motor.
Yes.
So whenever that launches, we'll have a new quad coming to the channel. What else you got going on here? You got, well, I guess that's kind of it.
I have a performance package.
Yeah, so you got Max Pack.
Upgrade.
We were going to do the standard pack originally, which you could have full charged every day because it was LFP.
Yep.
This one, have you been charging it to 70% most of the time?
Yeah, most of the time I'm charging it to 70%. I only charged it above when I went camping because I was nervous. And I actually didn't even need to charge it up at all. Well,
you've got the battery, so you can use it, of course. And so, yeah, what I want to do in this video is talk about the 2 weeks, your first EV, what things have been like. We still don't have plates for it yet, do we?
No, we do not. We need to get on that. I need to get on that.
Yeah, I wonder when they're going to send those. I mean, you're still valid for a long time.
Yeah.
So you're good there. Insurance,
I haven't gotten anything in the mail.
So I remember when we picked it up at the factory, insurance was crazy expensive on this thing.
Yes.
But you found cheaper quotes since then.
Like in half.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Good.
So much better there. And it wasn't because of my driving record. We figured that out. So it makes me feel better. Yeah, I've had it for 2 weeks. I've been driving it to and from the barn every day. So that's like 2.5 hours round trip.
Yeah, that's a long way. And also huge elevation gain because you live at, 7,000 feet or so?
I do.
Yeah, and then the barn's down at high 4s, low 5s. And so you get probably great efficiency going to the barn and then burn all the juice coming up.
Yeah, I burn about like 4% on the way down and then it takes about 11% on the way up. So it's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, huge difference, totally. Yeah. And what's that been like, I guess, efficiency? Let's pull up the stats. Let's see what the lifetime efficiency has been on our R1S. Now, you're actually dropping this off because you're going to steal a Gen 1 R1S that we have from Rivian. Yeah. It's a loaner car for my truck.
Yep.
But I thought it would be fun for you to drive that around a little bit to see what it's like to go backwards.
Yes.
Because I like the Gen 1s better.
I like this one better so far.
Good. I'm glad there's a difference. So far we've done... wow, 2,800 miles on this thing. Holy smokes, we're going to be way over miles on the lease.
No, that's why it's going to sit for a week.
That's also another reason you're driving the other one. But I think that's okay. I still think it made all the sense in the world for us to lease this, even considering how much you drive. Yeah. It's 30 cents a mile overage. And I really worry about electric car depreciation. And at least with the lease, you're guaranteed, you can pile as many miles on this thing. We did 15,000 miles a year?
Yep.
And then anything over that's 30 cents a mile. But you've been getting okay efficiency, 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour. That is significantly better than I get in my Gen 1 R1T.
What do you get?
like 1.7, 1.8 miles per kilowatt hour, somewhere around there, something like that. Yeah. So I would say pretty good, but not great. You know, it's no lucid gravity. That's probably going to be in the 3 mile per kilowatt hour range with your driving habits. So what have you liked so far? Tell me about the interior. I'm going to back up, get some more room here.
Okay.
But driving style, driving position, how it's going down the road. We had some issues. I did a 1,000-mile update on the reviews channel and walked through all the nervousness on the highway and
that
just
is
some
still
weird.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that nervousness is definitely still happening, and the majority of my driving is highway driving. So
Can you explain what's happening there?
I feel like you can explain it better.
It's like when you're going down the highway and you like move the car a little bit.
Like,
feels like the whole rear end is disconnected.
well, and I watch my dog like slide in the back when that happens, and I'm making a small adjustment.
Yeah, the whole thing is like, whoa, totally
the alignment's
sloppy.
off too, which is
from the factory it was off.
Yeah.
And so there was also an issue like with that steering wheel being off and some rattles. The door handles are squeaking like crazy.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's this piece right here, because when I'm driving down the road, sometimes I squeeze it to make it stop making the rattle.
So that's where the rattle's coming from.
Yes.
Okay. But then I've noticed, you know, when you unlock the car, these go when they open up,
and
which is annoying.
And that little rubber piece popped off of one of them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the little stopper inside of it.
Yeah.
So you've scheduled a service appointment for it, or I think I scheduled it for you. I don't remember.
No, I scheduled it.
Did you?
Yeah, because that's what I do here at Out of Spec. I schedule things. I scheduled it about a week and a half ago. So that would have been like May 10th. And we can't get in until June 18th.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a real delay.
Yeah. Oh, and my windshield wipers don't work. The auto wipers don't work at all.
Right. But that was also from the factory. We dealt with that on the trip out quite a bit.
Yeah, and I've been dealing with it because there's been a lot of rain and snow.
Yeah. That's right. You had it in the snow. What was that like? Cold weather, snow. How was this performance-wise?
It was awesome. You showed me how to put it into snow mode, which was good. And a lot of the viewers told me to turn the region down. So I did that, and it was good. I drove it for like 4 or 5 days in the snow.
Yeah, nice. How was the efficiency? Door just whacked me because of the wind. Yeah. Do you monitor your efficiency?
Yes, it's usually right here, but I think I was so nervous. It's a much bigger car than I'm used to. I'm used to a very small SUV.
It's right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Mazda.
So I was worried when I was making turns that this was going to slide out. You had me pretty freaked out about that, but I'm a good driver.
Well, I just kept reminding you this thing's over 7,000 pounds and you have winter tires on your Mazda. So you're dealing with a lot less weight and winter tires on that car versus this. We didn't put any winters on it this season.
No.
Because we didn't know.
You didn't know.
I didn't know we were going to have snow.
I live in the mountains. There's always snow in May.
Yeah. Well, next season we'll put some Nokians on this thing. Get some Hakkapeliitta R5s probably. I think you should go studded winters, but you're against the stud life.
No, I don't like that at all.
I love it. I love the noise they make.
No, nothing I'm doing in the winter requires studded tires.
Well, you got to start doing more fun stuff. So a couple other things I want to talk about, mostly from your charging habits. So you had home charging for a bit. Like you had a wall outlet.
I had a 120 volt wall outlet.
And you just kept it on there all the time.
Yeah, anytime I was home, I was plugging it in. Overnight, it would give me 10 to 11%, which was really good.
Yeah.
And then I live in a rental. My landlord said, that's not metered to your apartment, so you have to unplug it. They did say I could run an extension cord out from my unit.
Okay.
So that's an option.
Yeah, and you've got the dryer plug in there. So we can get 240 volt power literally with a little extension cord to run out. We got to get one of those switch boxes though, so you can choose when to run your dryer versus charge the car. But that'll be an interesting one because I think what's so cool about you driving this is like you are the use case for so many EV drivers where you don't have home charging and it's really hard to put it in. We thought it was going to be easier to put home charging in at your place because they said it would be no problem.
Yeah, but they're weird. So if you see this, please let me put my charger in.
Yeah, okay. If you live in Scot's building, let her install the... We've got a bunch of chargers in here. I'm willing to pay for the install.
And we were going to leave it with them.
Yeah, it's not like we're taking it when you leave. We're just like, can you put it in? And they're like, no.
It's okay.
It's kind of annoying, though, because charging is incredibly expensive on high-power charging networks.
Yeah. So I recently learned that I can charge this on the Tesla superchargers, and I thought that I was paying for that, but I found out you were paying for it,
Right.
and it was more
Yes.
because there wasn't a subscription.
Right, because Rivian still doesn't allow you to do plug-in charge. Can you show everyone the adapter that you have? So, you know, when you plug into a Tesla supercharger that's open to third-party vehicles, you can plug in the supercharger side there, and then this side goes into your Rivian because it's not a 2026 with NACS.
Correct.
And essentially, the charging session will start fine. It just bills my card, which is okay.
I thought I was doing a good job. I was like, oh, I'm paying for my charging. And I was not. So.
No, so I was like, man, you're really driving a lot. Like, what the heck's going on over here? And the other thing is you can't hook up your Tesla subscription pricing to plug and charge. So even though it is so convenient just to plug it into the truck, or SUV in this case, you can't get the like $12 a month cheaper rates with plug and charge. You have to activate it from the app, which is so dumb.
Yes.
And I think all cars kind of work that way. And Tesla and Rivian really need to sort that out. I was told it would be sorted by the end of last year. Here we are 6 months through the first of the next year. And it's still not working, which means the benefits of plug and charge are nullified. It's fine for the occasional charge on a road trip, but you're literally relying on DC charging for your day-to-day charging.
Yes. So that's frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, it could be the difference between a $35 charge and a $50 charge.
Yes, I learned that. Very different. But overall, the charging isn't terrible. I thought I was going to be really inconvenienced by it. But I just plan ahead and I know when I'm going to be sitting because this does charge pretty slow. So I answer emails and schedule out of spec things.
Yeah, we really got to get home charging sorted for you ASAP though, because it's super annoying.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm always on you to not full charge it all the time.
I don't full charge.
No, I know. You've been great. You really have been. But that does limit your daily driving range in a sense because you're charging it up to 70 or 85% at a DC charger. It's not like you have the 400 miles of range to use all the time.
Right. Typically, I can go to the barn, back home, to the barn, but I can't make it back home. So
that's okay. Home charging will solve it. We got to get that sorted. Let's pop back outside. So in general, you've been using dog mode a lot too, right?
Yeah.
What's that been like compared to, you know, the old Maserati over there?
Well, I think Kona's a lot happier.
You want to show everyone your dog setup?
Yeah. Because I'm very clean and I don't like dog hair, but I always have white dogs.
With that shed a lot. Yeah, so you've got this fortress back here.
Yep. But see,
yeah,
it still gets in here, which it hurts.
Yeah.
Hurts my heart.
It's okay. It's a Rivian. They're meant to be used.
Yes, and I have been using it.
Yeah, so what's this cover that you have?
This is the front pet. It's pretty affordable.
Is it made for the Rivian?
No, it's just made for a larger SUV.
Oh, okay. It just fits in there.
But I had to make sure that there was something with Velcro on the sides so the vents are open and he can breathe.
And you always have to go into the settings and go into the super rear mode to turn those on, right?
Yes.
I wish there was a way for it to be like, I'm a dog owner, always keep the super rear vents on.
Yeah, because I am constantly like worried that it's not on or he's panting or something. But yeah, this has been really nice and I camped in this and
yeah, what was that like? So you went off-roading actually.
Yeah, I went climbing in Buena Vista and it was really nice. I put it in that all-terrain mode and the really high, suspension? But you told me I don't actually have to go that high.
Yeah, I mean, you put it in highest and I'm like, there's probably just a couple little, like you'd have to be hardcore to need highest and it rides worse.
It was pretty hardcore. There were jagged rocks and I don't want to mess up those wheels.
Next time you do that, you got to get some clips for the viewers.
Okay, I will. But yeah, camping was awesome. I loved the lights, the little flashlights, camp mode. I liked the camp courtesy because I was relatively close to people. So every time I was walking by the car, it would go tweet, tweet, tweet because it was unlocking and then relocking.
Oh, yeah.
But if you turn on camp courtesy, that turns it off.
I've never heard of camp courtesy. So that's a setting in there?
Yeah, it's a setting in there.
What does it do beyond that? Just makes it not chirp?
It makes it not chirp and that noise when it's cooling down the battery, it stops that.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
But HVAC still runs?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you also did some leveling?
Yeah, I did the leveling. I purposely parked on like a weird spot and it took about 2 minutes. And then it was good to go and that was really cool. Anything else from when I was camping? I got to look up at the stars. That
Oh
was
yeah,
cool.
through the roof. One thing I noticed, Scott, is you have the electrochromatic roof up there. That makes a huge difference for heat.
Yeah, we noticed that the other day because I like it open.
And
but
we're like, this thing
hot.
can't cool itself down. The thermal performance of this is terrible, by the way. The cooling is not strong enough.
Yeah, it's really bad for how big it is, and it's just like a big glass box. But
yeah, so if you close the roof with the switch, that made a big difference.
Yes, especially on a sunny like day where I'm parked in the direct heat.
But I also noticed this third glass back here doesn't change, so that's just fixed, as in doesn't tint, which is, I thought, a little bit odd.
I think it's a little odd. I'll see this summer as I use it more because I might need to get a shield up there.
Right.
If it's going to be too hot for Kona.
And they certainly do make, sort of drop-in shields and stuff. So let's run through the I guess the things you hate about it first, and then some stuff that you love. So what do you not like about A, driving electric, or B, driving this particular electric vehicle? I mean, I would say the cost is not cheaper than driving your Mazda when you're relying on public charging. That's my view.
I would say I try to charge when I'm between like 10 and 20%, and it only cost me $35 to get up to 70%.
Yeah.
My Mazda costs $45 to fill up.
But you can go a lot farther in the Mazda on a full tank than you can on 70% on this.
I don't think so.
No?
We'll have to check that.
Okay, we can do the math.
I'm pretty sure, no.
So you're actually thinking it's not more expensive?
No, I think it's either a little bit cheaper or the same, which I know you're probably looking at me thinking no. But I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of miles.
Okay, we can run the math. That could be an interesting video, actually. But certainly when you get home charging, that's when this becomes way cheaper.
It's going to be so nice, so convenient. I'm not going to have to worry about where I'm going, or will I have enough charge, or where do I need to stop?
Yeah, you'll just always be full.
Have a meltdown by the airport because I went to a private charging station.
Tell everyone about that, because that was quite the experience. I forgot about that.
So I went to pick up Timon from the airport, and I put the charging in my nav.
Right, because it shows the Electrify America charger that's at the Denver airport.
Yeah, okay.
But it's just an Uber charger. It doesn't say it in the
It doesn't say it on here, and I didn't check plug share, which I should have. So I ended up rolling up into this restricted area of the airport. I'm on like 11%. I'm crying. Then I went to another station that I found in here that was also private. And then I ended up using a level 2 charger at the Westin Hotel.
Yeah, and they just let you charge there, or what was that like?
Yeah, it was pretty hysterical. They told me it was going to be $100. And then
what?
Then they said, you could just charge here. I was pretty upset.
Okay. and I was trying to offer help, and you're like, no, I can do this.
Yeah, I wanted to be independent, and I probably should have just taken some help from you guys.
And that's why I sent you the supercharger that's just outside the airport, which you went and you were with Timon, and he helped you get it all sorted.
Yes.
But that was very early of you driving this truck, where you're like, oh, the truck says there's a charger there, let's go. And you learned the hard way that not all chargers are A, working, or B, public access.
Correct.
Which is a real problem, I think, to EV adoption.
And I think that should be shown in the nav. I don't think they should show these private chargers.
And I think a lot of that comes from just, they don't show real-time status for Electrify America because they don't want to buy the contract from them. And I think that leaves a disservice for, drivers.
I mean, especially somebody like me that's green. I couldn't imagine like my mom or dad trying to do it, Yeah,
one bad experience. You're like, send this thing back. I don't want to deal with that anymore.
No, not quite. But
there was another issue you had, right? Where you were, even just yesterday, you were trying to charge.
I don't like that you can see my charging habits.
Well, I can see when you're plugged in and it's not charging, and I'm like, let me give her 5 minutes to figure this out. And 5 minutes went by, and I'm like, do you need help to activate this station?
And again, I did not need help, but I didn't have a ChargePoint app. And you have to have all these different apps to charge at these different stations. I think there should just be one unanimous app. But I know everybody wants to make their money and their subscriptions.
Do you have a preference? Because you've now charged at ChargePoint, you've charged at Electrify America, you've charged at Tesla, you've charged at, I think that's it.
EVgo.
Oh, EVgo, nice. Do you have a favorite charging
Tesla.
Location? You like the superchargers?
Yeah, they're fast. It's easy once you know the app. Everything's good.
Okay, so you're sticking to the superchargers from now on.
Yeah, I'm spoiled. I love that. And they're everywhere.
Yeah, around here we have a ton.
Yeah.
And all of ours are pretty much open to Rivian, which is nice. Okay, so that's kind of the negative side. Do you have anything else? I know the nervousness we talked about, but what do you not like about driving electric or driving your Rivian? That comes to mind.
Oh, I would be curious if my life got busier, if I would find the public charging to be a little inconvenient. Right now, my life is very flexible, so I think that's easy. But anything that I don't like, other than the enhanced highway assist when you're going by a semi or something, it would be nice if it's scooched over. That's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, we have a whole hogback review of this on the testing channel coming soon.
And I think I said it on there too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so then tell us what you like. What do you like about it?
It's comfy. I feel very safe. It's nice and quick with the performance package. I loved being able to go camping and not worry about anything, like what terrain I was going to come up on, or was it going to be cold that night or raining or whatever, because I could just stay in it. Yeah, I don't know what else I love about it. I'm just so excited. It's still so new.
Okay, cool. Well, so there's basically 2 weeks of driving your first electric car. You really got thrown into the public charging thing because your plans for home charging kind of went out the window.
Yep.
We're going to have to really force them to let you install a level 2, because I think once you can wake up every day and it's at 70% or 85% or 100%, depending on your needs,
That'll be so much better.
you won't have to ever visit a public charger ever.
Right.
You'll just be able to charge at home and never think about it.
Right.
And of course, save significant money.
Yes.
Or me in this case, at least for the first few charges.
Oopsies, I didn't know.
It's all good. All good. Doesn't bother me. Have you used the front trunk at all? I know people are going to ask about that.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. What do I have in here? This is my mattress pad from when I went camping.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it was covered in dog hair, so I didn't want it in the car.
Oh, that's kind of nice that you can just kind of separate that out there.
Yeah, it's
So
really nice.
we should
and I
get-
used the first aid kit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used the Band-Aid.
What happened?
A paper cut.
Okay. We should have one of those companies that makes a mattress for the R1S send you one, and then
Yeah.
you can do a camping review.
I would love that.
Okay,
That'd be
so
very nice.
if a Rivian accessory company is watching, send Scott a mattress.
Yeah. And
want
actually,
anything
while
else?
we have this open, I have had it 5 times now. And I don't know if this is just my car or what's going on. I'm sure it's probably just my car. I'll open it and I'll reach in to grab something and it smacks down on my head.
Oh, really? Okay.
don't-
I know you told me that the first time, and I was like, I've never heard of that.
It happened
happening.
when I was camping. I went to get my waters out of there and it just smashed me on the head.
Yeah, and does it make a noise when you hit the button or anything?
No, it comes up and I look for a second to make sure it's safe. I go in like this. I'm not hitting. I mean, the button's down here. There's no way I'm hitting it with my leg. And
Yeah.
then it just smacks down. So
That's weird.
kind of weird. But
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. I was hoping it would do it on the video there. That would have been convenient. And your mattress may not let it. Nice. There you go. Have you tried the Matrix headlights at all?
yeah, all the time.
Okay,
I
that
think
works
that's
pretty
really
well.
cool. Yeah.
I think we're getting to your end of your likes and dislikes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm loving it. I'm sure I'll find things that I don't like over time, but right now it's just such a vast upgrade from the Maserati.
Yeah, it's a big change from the old CX-5 over there, which it's not bad, but front wheel drive, not a lot of ground clearance, to extreme capability off-road.
Yeah.
Especially if we get some all-terrains on here, then we'll really make a difference.
Yeah. And
So-
then I'm set to tow with it in 3 weeks. So
Okay.
I'm taking a horse from the mountains down to the horse show and back.
Well, that'll be a good video.
Mhm.
Yeah, you should vlog that for the viewers.
I will definitely vlog that
Okay, great. Scott's first time towing electric on her own.
on my own. Yes.
Yeah, because you've driven my truck with a trailer.
Yes.
All right, well, there you go. That's our Rivian R1S. That's the Scot update. You're going to go drive a Gen 1 for the next few days.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see your thoughts and comparisons. And we'll do a video on Gen 1 versus Gen 2.
Okay.
I really do think you have an issue with your R1S and its driving performance.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it just does not feel stable. And I've asked other Gen 2 R1S owners, and like 10% of them say like, well, this thing is totally unsafe and very odd. And then 90% of them are like, no, my truck drives great. So I think
No,
there
this
is
does
a
not
patch.
drive great. There's something.
Yeah, there's something
wrong.
weird with this one for sure, especially when I got in the Gen 1 and I'm like, wow, this is so much nicer on the highway.
Mhm.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks y'all for watching. Thanks, Scott, for the update. And more to come with the Spec R1S. looking forward to driving it myself a little bit more.
Yeah,
I really
have
like
fun
it.
with it.